All right, so this picture has 4 different nucleotides. We're going to start by just looking at one. Let's look at the one in the left-hand corner here. So this is one nucleotide. And before we get into the structure, let's just look at a little bit of chemistry. I know a lot of you probably haven't had chemistry or it's been a while. So let me just remind you that each of the letters here, it refers to a type of atom. So for instance, this N is a nitrogen atom, the H is a hydrogen atom, the O is oxygen, the P is phosphate. We've also got a carbon here. And then this gets a little tricky because they abbreviate. So all these places where you don't actually see a letter, but you see a bend in this line like this, and here, here, this is all carbons. It's just abbreviation so that you can see the structure without there being so many C's, but all these little points here, these are all carbons. The lines in between the atoms represent bonds, and this, where it has 2 lines, this is a double bond. Okay, so a little brief overview of chemistry. So now let's look at the 3 parts. So let's start in the middle at the sugar. Okay, so here's our sugar right here, and it specifically has a name, deoxyribose. All DNA nucleotides have the same sugar, so it always looks like this in DNA. So here's our sugar, and then if we look off to this side, we have what's called a phosphate group. So it's just a phosphate surrounded by oxygen atoms. And then if we look off to the other side, we see what's called a base, sometimes called a nitrogen base or nitrogenous base because it has some nitrogens here. There are 4 different possibilities for what this base can be. And that's why you're actually seeing 4 nucleotides in this picture. So here we have the base adenine attached to the other 2 parts. And so this is a nucleotide with the base adenine attached. And then if we look down here, we have a second nucleotide. So same structure, but the base is thymine. And then if we look over here, we're going to see another nucleotide, but the base is cytosine. And up here, we've got a 4th nucleotide, and the base is guanine. So they all have the same general structure with the sugar, the phosphate group to one side, the base off to the other side, but the base is one of these 4 bases. All right, next we're going to look more specifically at this sugar and the carbons that are right here, 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 and here. So we're going to look at that in the next video. All right.